Festivals from around the world.
1.
The Chinese New Year, or Spring Festival, is a 15-day celebration celebrated at the start of the Chinese calendar. The first day of the new year is based on the first lunar new moon, typically between January 21st and February 20th. Each of the 15 days of the celebration holds a different significance, from celebrating elders to visiting in-laws, to offerings to spirits and former emperors.
2.
St. Patrick's Day is a religious holiday and festival honoring St. Patrick, a Christian missionary and bishop, and the patron saint of Ireland. It's celebrated on March 17th, the day St. Patrick died in 461 AD. Celebrations generally include religious worship, parades, festivities, and the wearing of green attire or shamrocks. Although the holiday falls during Lent, restrictions on eating and drinking alcohol are lifted for the day, which has encouraged people to indulge and sometimes overindulge in alcohol consumption.
3.
Tomatina, Spain. The La Tomatina Festival is a festival held in the town of Buñol in eastern Spain. The festival involves participants entering into a tomato fight purely for the fun of it. It's held on the last Wednesday of August. No one knows exactly how or when the first La Tomatina started. While the tomatoes had normally been procured by the townspeople, in 1975 the town actually organized the whole event and provided the tomatoes. Since then, it has grown in popularity and size.
4.
The Carnival in Rio de Janeiro occurs every year on the Tuesday before Ash Wednesday, the last day before the beginning of Lent. The carnival first started in 1723 and has grown to become the biggest carnival celebration in the world, with over 2 million people per day celebrating in the streets. The festival includes parades and floats, accompanied by music and dancing. Each group participating in the parade represents one of more than 200 samba schools in the city. Each school is led by a group of 10 to 15 representatives who dress in fancy costumes and perform a choreographed dance.
5.
The Running of the Bulls is an event that takes place across Spain. However, the most famous running takes place during the 8-day festival of San Fermines in Pamplona, Spain. The event starts with 6 bulls being released into an empty street. Participants entice the bulls to chase them as they attempt to run to safety. Some make it, some don't. The origins of the run date back to the early 14th century, when men who were transporting bulls to sell them at the market tried to speed up the process by trying to encourage the bulls to chase them.
6.
6. Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, Mexico. Dia de los Muertos, or the Day of the Dead, is a holiday celebrated throughout Mexico. It calls on family and friends to get together to remember those who have died and to help them on their spiritual journey in the afterlife. It originally took place at the beginning of summer, but is now celebrated for 3 days beginning on October 31st, All Hallows Eve. On the first day, children build private altars to invite the angelitos, or spirits of the dead children, to visit. They offer gifts of sugar skulls, marigold flowers, and small toys. On the second day, All Saints' Day, a similar practice is involved for the adults, with the favorite food and drink of the departed left as a gift on the altar. The third day, All Souls' Day, is when the families go to the cemeteries of their loved ones and decorate their graves, leaving some of the departed's possessions at their grave sites. Participants also dress up for the event, with some wearing skull masks and body paint.
7.
Oktoberfest is a beer festival held in Munich, Germany, which runs from late September through the first weekend in October and ends on October 3rd, Germany Unity Day. Started in 1810, this international event bills itself as the largest beer festival in the world, with an annual attendance of over 6 million people. The event kicks off with a parade in which 8,000 people, dressed in traditional clothing, walk through the center of town to the fairgrounds. In addition to the numerous beer hall tents, the fairgrounds also includes numerous attractions and traditional foods, including pretzels, sausages, roast pork, potato pancakes, and sauerkraut. But it is most known for the beer, of which close to 8 million liters is consumed during the 16-day festival.